Can you say it's basketball time, basketball season in full gear. Uh, Obviously, conference times, to me it signifies that the race is on. There's a championship that each and every team's going to be chasing, and I think it's wide open. Obviously, we got some teams that are playing really well. I think our league is as good as it was last year. When you talk about from top to bottom. And I think your most experienced teams are the teams that are playing well. And so with our team, with a lot of newcomers, we're still trying to find that identity. And hopefully, as it's always been in the past, we really start playing some of our best basketball, hopefully in February and on into March. Obviously with a lot of new faces. You just know there's going to be a lot of up and down, ebb and flow. The identity we want to play up tempo, in your face, pressure defense for 40 minutes. And at times, when you get to conference play, it's all about just trying to find a way to win. No matter what the tempo is, you want to find a way to win. And so, as we go and play A&M, a team we're familiar with, it seems like every year we open up with A&M. But it's a typical Billy Kennedy's team. Defensively, physical, rebounding. The Starks kid is a very good basketball player. We know that. Flagg is a guy that played last year with their basketball team. They've had some a grad transfer in there. The big kid, Christian, I don't know his last name, but he's very explosive. Nemo, the kid, comes off the bench. J.J. Chandler, so very familiar with their personnel. And they had a tough schedule. They won like 5 of the last 6 games. I think they had won 5 in a row before. I think Texas Southern beat them. So it's a new race, new season. We talk about the intensity that takes place in conference play, and here we are. It goes up 20 notches, I think. And so for our young guys, they're going to get their eyes open right off the bat as we go on the road.
How did these practices go during this midweek without a game? How much did you get done? Did Jordan Phillips, for instance, did he progress in?
Yeah. I tell you what, this has been a great period, I think, for guys like Jordan Phillips. Not only Jordan, but I think our whole team, because when you first start off, you put a lot of stuff out there on these guys, and they've got to pick it up, and they got to get it to where it's instinctively. And so now what happened, you get a chance to go back and look what we've done and really kind of reiterate the things that are really important. So I think for Jordan, just getting the reps in practice, even for guys coming back, I think it's so important. So just working on the timing. We've done some two-a-days, a lot of shooting, just a lot of skill development and all that, just trying to figure out, the things that we got to get better at. And one of the things I talk to our guys about is our defense has been pretty good, but I think we just got to continue to really harp on finishing part of defense, and that is getting in there and getting bodies in there and coming up with rebounding. Because our guards, they're so critical in what we do. A lot of times Daniel may go block a shot. That offside guy has been really killing us, and so we got to dive in there with our bodies and move people, and that means you got to get a little more physical. And as I said, this is another test for these guys. They'll figure out the physicality that we talked about. Little things matter now. All those little small things add up. Loose balls, getting a stop when you need one. Those are going to be critical right now. But to your point, Jordan, not only Jordan, but even today, I think Justice is going to have a chance to, I think he's cleared to, Justice Hill, that is, to practice with us. And that's all he'll be a practice and kind of get a grasp of what takes place at this level.
How good is it to get him practicing? I guess he wouldn't play, but how good is it to get him in practice?
Well, I think it's something. It's another chapter that we hadn't had a kid do that, so it's something he wanted to do, and we welcome it to do it, and it can only just get him get a little bit more prepared.
How much does, obviously it helps him, but how much does it help you guys to have another quality player?
It'd be good. I think it'd be good. It'd be good for both parties.
I should have looked this up. I think this might be the 4th time you guys have opened at A&M to open the SEC play. How do you feel about that?
Well, I just said that it seemed like it's the annual open up, and so we voiced some little concern about it last year, and here we are again. So, but it's conference time, and everybody's we play them at a home and home, so play them early, play them again at some point in time. There's 18 games, and so every game is so important. Everything magnifies now. And so it's the first game on our schedule, and you want to be in the opportunity to have a chance to win a championship. And so you got to go on the road and try to steal some. And so that's our first task, is to go and play against a very athletic Texas A&M team.
Mike, you mentioned offside guys are killing you on rebound. What other denominators do you see, common denominators, in what's getting you on rebounding right now?
Well, I just think it's just the effort, the second and third effort. I think we're in position. I mean, the guys are doing exactly what we asked them to do, but it comes to a point where there's a second and third and fourth effort. You got to, you got to lay your body on the line. I think we got those kind of guys. It's just they got to understand that you got to want it, and got to go get it. Nobody's gonna give it to you. So, and I think we'll see that kind of effort continue to be on display. This team's playing hard. They're playing hard. They're playing together. They're trusting one another. And so, just when you go on the road, obviously, whether it be non-conference, conference play, a lot of things have to click. And one of them is you got to be able to shoot the ball in the hole, get to the free throw line, take care of the basketball, and keep them off the boards, because that's where the fouls come in, and that's where they get second chance points. And so we got to eliminate those things. We're doing a lot of good things. Like I said, when you talk about assists, we share the basketball. Field goal percentage, we were pretty decent. Our free throw percentage can go up. We're going to be one of the teams that are going to create turnovers. And obviously that changes the possession game. So if we can win that possession game, I think that favors us.
Does the three-point shot change rebounding, where it's not just big guys blocking out, but the long rebounds that generates?
That's a great point, Nate. I think more teams are shooting free throws. You're seeing more teams shoot the three-point shot. And so with that being said, there's a lot of long rebounds. And so guys have got to be engaged. If I go out and contest, let's say Bob shoot a jump shot, I contest it. With the way Bob shoot, it may come right back to him. So hell, I got to get back into play as opposed to chasing it going that way. And so, and our guys, as I told them, you got to be able to anticipate and really follow that basketball. And so, but that's a great point there. There's a lot more three-point shots going up, and so it's about who wants it. And you got to be able to see it to go get it. And if I'm on this side over here and I don't see the shot go up, there's no way I'm gonna get it. So it's just. Our guys really just kind of honing in on that and understand that's very important.
Mike, do you feel like you guys are ready for SEC play?
Ready or not, here we come. Well, I think our schedule is built us up ready for it. I mean, we played a variety of different teams, teams that play mid-tempo, teams that play up-tempo, teams that really we play some pretty good basketball teams. And so we'll find out more about ourselves, I think, as we get ready to step into conference play. This is our, I think, 13th game, so we'll be ready.
Speaking of missed threes, A&M's last in the league, three-point shooting, 29%. I think they're shooting a lot more threes because they're not quite as big. But what do you make of their three-point shooting, and maybe they're more perimeter-oriented than they have?
Well, I think they're playing with a little more freedom, I think, from that standpoint. When they had two NBA guys, when you talk about Davis, you can throw it in there, and if he don't score, here come Williams dunking it in there. They have some really good basketball players there, and I think they're athletic this year. And they're rebounding at a higher clip than they did last year. I think they're rebounding like 37% of the missed shots. That's an important stat there. So it's going to be really important that we do a good job of making them take tough shots, but rebounding the basketball and limit them to getting transition offense. Last year we played them down there. I know they had a barrage of three-point shots that were made, but they were wide open, non-contested shots. And so, like I said, what took place in non-conference, you got to assume that they can shoot the basketball because they're shooting it.
They lost to Texas Southern, but Texas Southern's got some really good wins. Kind of, what do you make of them losing at home to
But Texas Southern got some older guys. They got guys that are 23, 24 years old, man. They have some men out there. And I don't think A&M shot the ball well. And Texas Southern got off to a really good start. Again, A&M been playing really good basketball. They played a good non-conference schedule. Lost some games early on, and I think they're starting to put it together. They have some newcomers on that team as well.
How prepared do you think Reggie and Gabe are? Reggie's going through his first time to the SEC. Gabe's role is obviously a little bit bigger than last year.
What was the question there?
Yes, how prepared Reggie and Gabe are?
I think they're ready. I think they played in games where it's meaningful minutes. And I think we can see their progression, especially a guy like Reggie. I mean, he even started one game, and I thought he had the jitters, but he got through it. And he's been pretty consistent in what he brings to the table. Gabe, obviously, his role is going to be a little different, but I think when he stays in that role, I think he's very, very effective for our basketball team. He's one of those guys going to really have to step up and rebound for us and do some of all the little dirty work. This is going to be a blue-collar game, and I'm going to call on those guys to go out and perform. But they've had an opportunity to do it in non-conference play, so it's not like they're just going out there. It's basketball. Obviously in conference, everything just kind of goes up many more notches, and they'll get a sense of that once they're in the game and get pushed out or get knocked down or call doesn't go their way, and you can't sit there and pout about it. You better get back down the other end because the action moves so quick.
Gabe, he's had a bunch of assists the last 2 games. Well, what do you thought of his passing and getting assists? I think he got 7 assists.
He's getting more time, and he got a good feel for the game. I think when you got guys who can shoot the basketball, and Isaiah and Mason, and he does a really good job of getting the ball to Daniel. I think he really does that, and he's playing with a lot more confidence. That's what it's all about, getting more comfortable out there on the floor. And the more they get comfortable, I think the better team we're going to be. You're seeing it with Keyshawn. You've seen it with Desi. And so what you want it to be is you want it to be consistent. I think that's got to be the biggest key. They got to be consistent day in and day out. A guy like Mason Jones, he's starting, he's getting a lot of minutes. He got to be consistent in what he brings to the table, day in and day out. And once you do that, then I think we got a team that's to be reckoned with. I really do.
Anything else, Coach?
All right, thank you, guys.
Mike, was Justice's first practice